Alright, most of you know me, I'm Miss Carlton, and I'm here to teach a lesson. I'm a student at USM, and I'm teaching for one of my science classes, and I'm going to do a lesson with you guys about the water cycle. So I want you, at the top of your paper, to put your name, just your first and last name, and I want you to write the water cycle on the top. Alright, after you write the water cycle, I'm going to give you about a minute or two, and I want you to write anything you may know about the water cycle, any words you may know, you can draw a picture, anything that you may know about the water cycle, or what may come to mind when you think about the water cycle. Think about the water cycle. Denisha, can you think of anything? Write on your paper. Some of you may have studied this in the first or second grade. Think of something, Joshua. I mean, something that's obvious and maybe water. Alright, I'm going to give you a couple more seconds. You can even draw a picture. You know, some of you are good artists. Demisha, you got anything on the paper? Think of something. Anything. When you think about the word cycle, what do you think? I don't know what's right. When you think about cycle, what do you think? Round, maybe? Alright. Cortland, tell me something that you wrote on your paper. Rain. Rain? Good job. What did you write on your paper? Water. That's good. Robert, did you write anything on your paper? What? The P word, precipitation. Good job. That is part of the water cycle. Okay, there are different parts of the water cycle. Like we have up here, we have precipitation, condensation, and evaporation. I'm going to pass out a sheet of paper to y'all, and it has the components of the water cycle on it. I know you can perk up this Friday, a weekend coming up. Alright, these are for you to keep, so you can put your name on it. I'm sure something about the water cycle may appear on your test. State test coming up. Yes. Alright, go ahead and put your name on it. You don't have another pencil? Is it sharpened? You don't have another pencil. Somebody have a pencil for we can borrow? Okay, do I have any volunteers that want to read? Alright. Read the first 3 sentences for me.
Water covers most of the plants. It can be found in oceans, lakes, and ponds, and the ground itself. The cycle of water from liquid to vapor to solid is called the water cycle.
The cycle of water from liquid to vapor to solid is called the water cycle. So we have the states of water right there: liquid, vapor, and solid. All right. And what's your name, sweetheart? Shakindra? Shakira. Okay, go ahead and read the next 3 sentences.
The water cycle is an exciting and continuous process with no beginning or end. The water cycle is the movement of water in the environment by evaporation, precipitation, and
Precipitation.
precipitation.
And that C word right there is condensation. So there we have 3 parts of the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. And I want to add another part, accumulation, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, Cortland, read the next 3 sentences.
The warm sun causes liquid water to evaporate, to change from a liquid into a gas or vapor, and rise up into the sky. The water vapors that are formed cool during evaporation. These cool water vapors from clouds in the sky.
All right, good job. So, who wants to tell me what evaporate means? Raise your hand. Ramsey, tell me what evaporate means. Look down at your paper, find evaporate, and find those words in parentheses behind it. What does evaporate mean?
To change from a liquid into a gas or vapor.
So, evaporation would be changing from a liquid into a gas or a vapor. All right, and what's your name, sir? Joseph. Go ahead and read the next 3 sentences after what Cortland read.
Clouds can be
These cool water vapors.
These cool water vapors from warm clouds in the sky. The transformation of the vapor into clouds that is from a gas into a liquid is condensation. Clouds can be a mass of water droplets or ice
Particles. Go ahead and finish it up. When the clouds
get heavy enough, the water falls back to the ground in the form of rain, snow, or hail. This is precipitation.
Precipitation. Okay, so who can tell me what condensation is? Somebody besides Cortland. Yes, ma'am? What's your name? Maya? Okay, go ahead. Tell me what condensation is. Good job. It is forming a gas into a liquid. Now, what is precipitation? Yes, ma'am? So, rain, snow, or hail is precipitation. So, I want you to hang on to this. I'm going to give you a diagram, and we're going to use this diagram, this paper, to fill out this diagram. You can go ahead and start filling it out if you think you may know what goes in the blank. All right. Who wants to raise their hand and tell me the 3 parts of the water cycle that appears on our sheet? Somebody besides Portland. Josiah, what are these 3 words right here? Yeah, read these 3 words.
Evaporation,
Condensation, precipitation, and I also mentioned accumulation. Accumulation is once the water cycle is complete, you have your oceans, you have the dew that's on your plants, anything that appears in water-like form on the ground is accumulation. So let's look at our diagram. Have your diagram out? Okay, let's look right here under the sun. The sun's shining down. You see all these lines underneath the sun. What was evaporation? Heat. Heat, yeah, that's right. It was like heat-like form. It was like vapor. So why don't we put evaporation in this first box? I promise after this sheet there's something fun. Alright, let's go to our second box. There's little droplets coming down. Does anybody remember what little water droplets were called? Go ahead, sweetheart. That's right, precipitation. Rain, snow, or hail, any sort of water, precipitation. Good job. Alright, let's go up here by the clouds. Josiah, what's that called?
Joshua.
Oh, Joshua, I'm sorry. What's that called?
What's that word?
Yeah, what's that word? Condensation. Condensation, good job. Right here, the clouds. Okay, you see those arrows? Mm-hmm. What's under those arrows?
Water. Me, a boat.
Well, yeah, that's a boat, but what boat in?
Water.
What was the word I said what the water was and the dew that's on the water? No, it's not on that paper. I said it out loud.
Condensation.
It started with an A. Accumulation. Accumulation. I'm going to spell it for you guys. A C C U M U L A T I O N. Accumulation. You can go ahead and write that on your water cycle fact sheet too. You can write at the bottom. And you can write accumulation is the water. Accumulation is the water sources that are left over from the water cycle. That's just a short form of it. I'm sure once y'all get into an in-depth lesson of it, Ms. Buckley can get a better, Alright, now that we have all these boring papers. We're going to watch a video, and then we're going to make bracelets to help you remember the parts of the water cycle.
Your team's so ready for the big game tomorrow? Yeah, we're ready. And look at the field. There are puddles everywhere. Come on, don't let a little precipitation get you down. What? Precipitation. It's another word for rain. It's actually for any form of water that falls from the sky.
You mean like snow, sleet, or hail?
Yup, they're precipitation too.
Well, if this precipitation doesn't stop soon, we'll be playing slip and slide instead of soccer tomorrow.
Don't worry, RJ. Tomorrow's supposed to be hot and sunny. Those puddles will be history by game time.
How can you be sure?
Let's just say I'm counting on the water cycle to do its stuff. What comes down must go up. The water cycle is the endless path that water takes from the earth to the clouds and then back to the earth again. We already talked about precipitation.
And like this rain.
Right. Your team's so ready for the big game tomorrow?
Yeah, we're ready. And look at the field. There are puddles everywhere.
Come on, don't let a little precipitation get you down.
What?
Precipitation. It's another word for rain. It's actually for any form of water that falls from the sky.
You mean like snow, sleet, or hail?
Yup, they're precipitation too.
Well, if this precipitation doesn't stop soon, we'll be playing slip and slide instead of soccer tomorrow.
Don't worry, RJ. Tomorrow's supposed to be hot and sunny. Those puddles will be history by game time.
How can you be sure?
Let's just say I'm counting on the water cycle to do its stuff. What comes down must go up. The water cycle is the endless path that water takes from the earth to the clouds and then back to the earth again. We already talked about precipitation.
Like this rain.
Right. Well, when precipitation falls from the sky, it fills the lakes, rivers, and oceans, runs down the mountain, and soaks into the soil.
And we drink it.
We do. So do other animals, and plants too. They draw in water to get nutrients from the soil and to keep cool. We're all part of the water cycle, but not the only part. Did you know that a lot of water just disappears into thin air?
Really? How?
Through evaporation. When water gets warmed by the sun, it changes from a liquid into an invisible gas called water vapor.
Invisible? What?
The water's still in the air, but you can't see it because it's a gas.
I'd call that evaporation. So if water vapor is invisible, how do we know it's there?
Sometimes you can feel it. You know, like on those hot, humid days.
Oh, yeah. When just kicking the ball around makes you sweat.
Exactly. Sweat evaporates too. That's another way water gets back into the air. And plants do kind of the same thing.
Plants sweat?
Kind of. It's called transpiration. Plants lose water through their leaves, and it evaporates like our sweat does.
So, Mr. Water Cycle Wizard, what happens next?
Remember, what comes down must go up. The water vapor gas rises in the air. As it does, it cools down. That makes the gas turn back into droplets of water, and they form clouds. It's called condensation.
Makes sense. Evaporation is water turning into vapor, and condensation is vapor turning into water or getting denser.
And when the clouds get so filled with water that they can't hold any more,
it rains?
Bingo! The whole process repeats.
So water really does travel in a cycle. When water on Earth is warmed, it evaporates and becomes water vapor, an invisible gas. As the water vapor rises into the air, it cools and turns into water droplets again. That's called condensation. Then the water droplets form clouds, rain falls from the clouds, and the cycle starts all over again.
Yup. So, here we are, smack dab in the middle of the water cycle.
Aw, yeah! I think the rain's stopping.
Nice! Now all we need is some heat.
Oh, I'll bring the heat in tomorrow's game.
All right. So, who can tell me the 4 parts of the water cycle? Second that. Condensation. Don't know the exact shit, but I'm gonna put it right there. Somewhere out.
Condensation,
Precipitation.
precipitation, and
The A word that I added on. Accumulation. Good job. Can you help me out and hand everybody one of these? Please, ma'am. If I can get it open. Alright, like I said, don't open these bags yet. Alright, does everybody have a baggie?
yes.
Sweetheart. Alright, you can open your bags. You should all have one of these. Alright, find your yellow. You should have 2 yellow beads. Now, as you can see on your diagrams, there's a sun. Your yellow beads are going to represent your sun. The sun helps power the water cycle. So go ahead and slide your yellow beads onto your pipe cleaner. You may just want to put them in the center because you don't want to put them all the way down because they'll fall off. Okay, the next step of the water cycle we're going to do is evaporation. Who can guess what color evaporation is going to be? Ramsey, what do you think it's going to be?
Baby blue.
It's not going to be baby blue. When you think of vapor, what color do you think? What do you think? Clear, that's right. Because vapor, you can't really see it. So we're going to get 2 clear beads next.
Is it 20?
No, yeah, put them, slide them next to the 2 yellow ones. Alright, after evaporation, we're going to do condensation. What color do you think condensation is going to be? What do you think, Joshua?
Green?
It's not going to be green. Look at what condensation, the representation of condensation is. We have 2 colored blues though.
Dark blue?
Not going to be dark blue. What do you think it's going to be? Yeah, it's going to be baby blue, like clouds, like fluffy clouds. So let's slide 2 baby blue beads on there after clear. Alright, so you want to do the clear after the yellow. Or you can put these blue ones down here after these clear ones. Look, just leave these on here. Leave these right here. And just put these blue ones right here. I guess that'll look like that. I like the way you're doing it like that. You haven't put the dark blue ones on there yet. See how mine is? So we shouldn't have dark blue or green yet. Okay, so we have yellow for sun, clear for evaporation, baby blue for condensation. Next part of the water cycle is precipitation. What is precipitation going to be? Robert, what do you think it's going to be? Dark blue. Because what is precipitation?
Water.
Rain, sleet, hail, any form of water. So after the baby blue should be dark blue. I don't know if I put it around my neck. Alright, so we have one last color left. What color is that? Green. So what is green going to represent? The A word I told you.
Accumulation.
Accumulation. Accumulation is the water that is found within plants, and then water that is found in oceans, streams, stuff like that. So we're going to put that after the dark blue. So now you have a water cycle bracelet that will help you remember the parts of the water cycle. So what is the yellow?
Sun.
What is the clear?
Evaporation.
What is baby blue?
Condensation.
What is the dark blue?
Precipitation.
And what is green?
Accumulation.
Accumulation. Alright guys, thank you for working so well with me. I hope maybe this may help you on the state test. So, I really appreciate it, Miss Buckley.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.